matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, we're a fair amount of the way into the season now, and they're mired at the bottom of the Western Conference. Unfortunately, it's a familiar predicament for them to be in after their disappointing season of a year ago. And Serge.
Have a great game.
The crowd is assembled looking for a Raptors victory here in Toronto. And we've got it for you right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. For the Dallas Mavericks, they won their last contest, that game against the Celtics in Boston. And they barely squeaked by with that one, edging out by just 1 point.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
The other thing it does, Greg, it opens up the floor, right? The other team had zero answer for their outside shooting in that one.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Doncic and Barnes are the forward pair. Smith is out there with Klay Thompson. And it's Soto in at the 5, home in the paint. What a season so far. Special interest, Doris, the young teams that have finally put it all together.
Well, think back over the years, Kevin, when you've seen certain teams come along at a certain moment. Think back to Oklahoma City or the Golden State Warriors, obviously, when Steph and Klay and Draymond were getting their start in the NBA. And then the Celtics of a season ago, the likes of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You draft well and you get rewarded, Kevin.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul. Stolen away.
The D feels like it's everywhere, and that pass should not have been made.
Siakam kicks to Lowry. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Just 5 on the clock. The pass to the machine. No good on the shot. And the Mavericks going the other way now. This, their first look at this year's Toronto Storm.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup tonight. These two teams will only face off twice all season.
Well, so you want to make these opportunities count, right? Since they don't see each other often, it's going to be an intriguing battle.
Here is Webb. The Mavericks making the shot. Siakam kicks to Leonard. Lowry dishes to Webb. Back to Lowry. The Raptors need to get a shot at it. Now, here's Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Smith. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
Lowry against Smith. Outside for Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. The Machine passes to Lowry. With some art. No good from the Machine. Mavericks leading by 4. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Now, here's Doncic. Boy, he was something else against Boston.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Dallas making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
And I think, Greg, he just has to get them on the same page. With this kind of lax defensive effort, something has got to change.
Here's Siakam. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. To end the drought, and it's good on the way in. The Machine's got 6 points.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple.
And that one, good.
Boy, I love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
When Dennis Smith Jr. gets going, Doris, you can just see the explosiveness he has.
Oh, Kev, I mean, I'll tell you, the burst is amazing. And what I like is he will dunk over any player, and if necessary, dunk through a player.
Here's Thompson, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
It is so easy to like the easygoing Klay Thompson. This guy is so dependable at both ends, and he excels shooting the basketball.
Klay Thompson, the 11th pick in the 2011 draft. If you were to do a redraft, you'd have to think he'd go in the top 3.
Well, certainly at least top 3. Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving were both in that draft as well. Listen, what people knew was that Klay Thompson could shoot. Even Klay said he thought he'd be a 3.
On the court for the Mavericks, Doncic and Barnes are the forward pair. Thompson is out there with Smith, and it's Soto in at the center position. The Machine, Thompson with the rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, guys. The Machine in the last game against the Nuggets put on a show. He ended up with 47 points, and as always, was at the defensive end as well. He blocked a lot of shots. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. And he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that high, it takes a while to cool down.
I think that's the kind of game that carries over, and he'll have every chance to do it because I've got to believe he's their #1 option.
Lowry passes to the Machine. Shoots. And the Raptors miss again. There's the steal. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
Doncic passes to Soto. And that one hits back iron.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
No problem knocking that one down. Leonard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Listen, Kev, this guy, one of the more reliable scorers in the league, night in and night out.
Smith, the pass to Soto. Got a piece of it. Fast break, here we go. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
Boy, that's a pass I don't think anyone saw coming other than maybe Kyle Lowry. What vision on the dish.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And it's Smith penetrating. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
Smith against Lowry. Passes it to the Machine. Outside Leonard. Lets it go from deep. Doesn't go that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Back to Webb. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Take a look at Utah. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And you know, for the Raptors, they've claimed the top spot because they've earned it. Some people say they're playing above their heads. I think we're just starting to realize how good this team is.
Yes, that goes in.
Well, so rewarding for a player to beat everybody to the basketball and convert that second chance bucket.
Lowry passes to the machine. Here's Poitras. Kicks it to Lowry. Pass to the machine. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And the Raptors miss again. Mavericks leading by 4. That's a 2 from Barnes. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. It's stolen by Smith. The quick look, no good that time. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Pass to Webb. Here's the machine. He's covered by Thompson. Here's the machine. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Thompson kicks to Smith. Shot clock at 5. Swiped away. There's the pass to the machine. The Raptors have started out 0-1 from the line, missing their only other attempt early. That free throw good from the machine. Responsibility to Orson being the focal point of an offense. The characteristics have you seen are shared among NBA players who carry the load offensively for their teams every game.
Right. This is a great separation point to me in the NBA because there are a lot of outstanding players at the level on any given night in the NBA. But, Kevin, there is a select few players who are willing to share the lion's share of the responsibility. Men like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. Like, you have to be prepared 82 times per year to step between the lines, shoulder the load, and sometimes when you underperform, to bear the criticism that comes with that responsibility. And Kevin, you know this. That's a select few player who's willing to absorb that.
Good thoughts. High post Lopez. 9 points last game out. Here's Brunson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Toronto, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. To the middle. Here's the machine. That's it. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
I'll tell you, he takes the window of opportunity and delivers a nice pass into the post.
Poked away. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Toronto. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Cleveland, 9 games back.
And I think for Toronto, I think they've lived up to their billing this season. That's for sure. It doesn't look like they'll be slowing down anytime soon.
I'd go even one step further. From what I've seen of them to this point, I think their best basketball may still be in front of them.
55 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Jonas Valanciunas. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Really an incredible game from the machine.
Yeah, I mean, he really gave them a boost in that first half. Shot way above his average.
I think, Greg, you love it when a role player is able to elevate their game. It makes every team better.
They've got the machine. Lowry out there with Webb. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Siakam in at the power forwards position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. For Dallas, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And they've been mediocre all season long, just about 72% from the line.
I think when you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, it's not hard to think about the ownership. Driven, intelligent, committed, and the team has embodied those traits.
The Raptors shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. All free throws good from the machine. And even though the Mavericks had a couple of bad years in a row, this franchise remains rock solid.
Well, think about they've had consistency from the top down. It's a pioneering organization that's always looking at the next innovation. And remember, they have a very strong fan base.
It's good. He's got 12.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Toronto trailing. Lowry kicks to Leonard. Webb against Thompson. Webb dishes to Leonard. Reverses, and Thompson sends it back.
We know that Thompson is an excellent defender. He does such a good job timing shots for those rejections.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation in post-ups. As a result, offensive rules have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. Smith, the pass to Soto. He kicks to Doncic. Thompson against Webb. Here's Soto. It's deflected. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for Toronto. Webb can't hit.
A bad shot there. The trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Lowry, and they pick up 2. Lowry's got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
Some guys, Kevin, just have a knack to get to the cup. Kyle Lowry's all about being aggressive and assertive.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Now let's step back and have a look at the top passing teams in the NBA this season. In 4th, the Raptors.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Serge Ibaka is checked in for Pascal Siakam.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Lowry passes to the machine. Makes it off the glass. The machine's got 4 this quarter.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Smith kicks to Thompson. Inside, Soto. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Lowry for 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
But it took a lot of work for Kyle Lowry to become this dangerous from three-point land. And downtown is one terrific option among many for this guy.
Right wing. Here's Soto. The rebound by Ibaka. The Raptors have gone 4 of 6 in the field since the start of the third.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Barnes can't get it to go.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And the Raptors call time here. Lopez, he's checked in for Barnes.
And while we got...
There's 1:26 left in the third quarter. Here's Brunson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. And that'll be his third foul so far. Dorsey passes to Soto. Here's Magruder. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. 1:03 left in the third quarter. The machine passes to Leonard. Some nice ball movement here.
Well, OG Anunoby is going to continue to develop his game, and that pass, that was pretty.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Passes to Dorsey. 40 seconds left to play in the third. Clock at 6. Here's Brunson, and it's blocked. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Siakam is checked in for Toronto. Just 4 to shoot.
Well, he bailed him out with that one. The shot clock was low. You got to just play straight up D. That is not the time to take a foul. And he's taking care of the hard part tonight, which is getting to the line. But he hasn't finished the job once he gets there.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Again, Toronto.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Brunson. He's got 5. To the right side. Lopez, right side. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. And 4-second violation.
You know, you've got to be composed mentally right now at this time of the game. It's really careless play right there.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Raptors lead by 3. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
Tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Toronto leading by 3. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Doncic and Barnes are the forward pair. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Brunson in at the point. Here's the machine. And down it goes. Jamming that one home.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Brunson. Barnes kicks to Magruder. Pass to Brunson. 6 to shoot. The kick out to Barnes. No good with the triple. And so Lowry will bring it up for Toronto. Here's Gentry. Magruder with the rebound.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, certainly a disappointing result, but they'll live with the shot. You know, they'll take that every time.
Siakam passes to the machine. Shoots from 14. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And the Raptors lead by 7. And here are the Mavericks now. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Well, Valanciunas reads the play and snuffs it out. That's the kind of defense you need from the 5 spot.
And it's the machine with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. And the Mavericks making a change here. Smith has checked in. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Here's Lopez on the dunk by Lopez.
Boy, you love Lopez's effort. This guy dunking is easy for him, right? He's close to the rim, 7 foot. Come on now.
The drive by Lowry. The machine. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. The tray. Rebound by the machine. The machine's got his 6th rebound on the night. Thompson against Webb. Now the pass to the machine. Makes it off the glass. And it's a 9-point Toronto lead.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Now here's Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist by Thompson. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
I'll tell you, the defense can throw whatever they want towards Brook Lopez. In the end, he's too big and too strong.
Leonard, that's for 2. A shot off that time. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Dallas making a switch here. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. The shot by Thompson, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's the machine. It's good. The machine's got the lead up to 9 now for the Raptors.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Dallas has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Smith for 3. Toronto grabs the miss. Leonard's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Toronto calls timeout.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
Raptors leading by 9. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, over the break, I listened to what the head coach for Dallas was getting across in the huddle. He was not happy with their shot selection, and he let them know about it. He said, we're taking low percentage shots, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, and work for those shots in the flow of the offense. Stay with the plan. We'll see if they can get it going.
Knocks down the 3-ball. 9 points for Klay Thompson.
Well, the three-point shot is one of the most dangerous aspects of Klay Thompson's game. Somebody check that man.
Siakam kicks to Webb. Toronto working the ball around now. Lowry for 3. Cranes the three-pointer. And the Raptors lead by 11.
Kevin, put the ball in Kyle Lowry's hand in a pick and roll, and he will pull all the right strings.
I'll tell you, it was the sharp passing that led to that shot. Terrific teamwork.
And so Lowry will bring it up for Toronto. Pass to Siakam. To the inside. The machine passes to Leonard. Shoots over Doncic. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Fades away. The rebound by the Machine. The Machine's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Toronto calls timeout. They're up by 11. 1:53 left in the fourth. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
When he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
G League last season experimenting, Doris, with coaches' challenges of certain calls during games. You see that perhaps moving over as well to the NBA?
Kevin, my understanding on this is that across NBA ownership, there is real momentum to allow for a coach's challenge. And I think it's commonplace to see teams argue a call. When it's all said and done, we want to get things correct. And so maybe you see this happen in the G League. And what's the carryover to the NBA? I don't know, but I can tell you unequivocally, ownership wants to see a coach's challenge in the NBA at some point.
And I think, Doris, anytime you can make those coaches do more, put more on the line, just adds to the intrigue of the game.
No question.
Toronto leading by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Raptors.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for the Machine.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass. Well, that's just taking your eyes off the target before releasing the pass. Very careless.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Here's Brunson. Passes it to Dorsey. Lets the 3 fly. No good that time. Guys, they've really built a nice lead here.
And doesn't show any sign of slowing down.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Brunson. And Lopez has it in the corner. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
Yes, good game, fellas. Good game. We did it. Yes, sir. Big time shot. Big time shot. That's it right there.